What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the channel. Today's video is a requested fan video. One of you guys has commented a great video idea and I was like, why not, dude? Let's do it. So today we're going over every gadget in Battlefield 2042 to see which ones are more powerful and worth your while in 2024 now that the game is more than 2 years old. We also go over the ones that suck, so maybe you get a perspective about what to play and what not to the next time you play Battlefield 2042. So just like always, I appreciate your video ideas. We're going through some tough times as Battlefield players, and your help is always welcome. Hit the like button, definitely subscribe to the channel if you found this helpful, and let's jump right in. So I'll just start with the throwables. They're not considered gadgets in the game, but who cares? Before we start, here's the deal. I go over them one by one, and then I determine the best ones to use. So starting off with the Frag Grenade, probably the most common throwable in the game alongside smoke, and I have to say I use it a lot, almost on all the classes except for Engineer, and it really packs a punch. It can also damage armored vehicles as well, regardless of being a mainly anti-personal grenade. So sometimes when you're playing support and you come across a vehicle, this might be a good gadget to kind of pay your share in destroying that vehicle. I've destroyed some tanks and wildcats with it, and I have to say it really feels good. Generally speaking, if you're not a smoker and you don't play anti-vehicle, I guess your go-to throwable should be this one. Next up, we've got the Concussion Grenade, which is pretty much useless, to be honest. I mean, we're not playing Rainbow Six here, you know. A white screen for a few seconds wouldn't hurt so bad, and I honestly don't think I've died specifically because of a Concussion Grenade ever in my Battlefield 2042 journey, so I wouldn't waste my time playing this because there are definitely better choices. Alright, moving on to Smoke Grenade, which is probably your favorite streamer's favorite grenade, and a lot of McKay players as well. It's great for flanking or getting yourself out of trouble when everyone is pointing their guns at you, and also support players might find it helpful to safely revive teammates. One of my friends actually uses it when he plays Irish, and his revives are always a relief, so yeah, the Smoke Grenade is still kicking. Next one is the EMP Grenade. Not so sure about using it against the infantry because it doesn't really affect the gameplay or even the visibility for enemies. However, some people use it against vehicles, and since it disables their weapons, or at least some of their weapons temporarily, they destroy them easier. I'm pretty sure you guys have seen some people throwing EMPs and rushing an enemy vehicle to C4 it. That's what I mean. But other than that, it wouldn't be logical to use this instead of a frag or a smoke, so consider it a less useful grenade. Alright, next one is the Incendiary Grenade, which is a great choice in some maps with close quarter capabilities like Redacted, Manifest, or even Stranded, where you've got some tight corners with people stacking up close to each other. It burns a decent proximity and is a great choice against Irish's shield as well. Next one is the iconic throwing knife, which has little to no advantage over almost any other throwable, so if you want to make YouTube shorts bullying people, this is the perfect one for you. Otherwise, just do yourself a favor and don't use this. Alright, next up is my favorite throwable, the Anti-Tank Grenade, which is only available for engineers, but this thing, especially if you try to go all-out anti-vehicle, is going to be a nightmare for enemy vehicles. It deals a very decent amount of damage and detonates on impact, making it really hard to miss a throw, and it really helps a lot in situations where you find yourself in front of a vehicle and your rocket launcher simply needs a reload. You quickly throw this big boy and run back to cover to reload that launcher, and it has really helped me a lot and I absolutely recommend using it. The next grenade is the Mini, which is just pointless. I guess if they remove it from the game all of a sudden, nobody will even notice. That's how bad it is. The explosion is weak and can't kill a full health enemy, so your only chance is to land it next to someone who's already damaged, and it's really not something I recommend. And the last grenade is the Sprint Grenade. It's got some interesting mechanism to kill people from behind cover. It actually jumps up to head height and then explodes, making it quite deadly, I would say. But you don't see a lot of people using it, not because it's a bad grenade, but because there are just simply better choices. Now to wrap the grenades up, my top 3 will be Frag Grenade, Smoke Grenade, and Anti-Tank Grenade. These are the most versatile choices and also the most effective ones. Also, I would say there are some throwables like the throwing knife or the mini grenade that you must not play because they're just simply a waste of resources and are not going to help you when need be. So, moving on to the gadgets now, I would like to start with the launchers. Now we've got 4 shoulder-launched missiles, recoilless M5, RPG-7, FGM Javelin, and the FXM anti-air missile. So 3 of them are anti-vehicle and 1 of them is specifically anti-aircraft. Let's start with the RPG-7 and recoilless M5. Now they are both great, okay? It's just a matter of personal preference and some statistics that you need to keep in mind. First of all, you only get 2 rockets for the RPG every time you spawn and can have a total of 3 rockets if you pick one up from the ammo crate. Whereas with the M5, you get 3 rockets by default and can have a total of 4. Now, because the RPG deals more damage, if you want to just generally be able to hurt enemy armor faster, your choice should be the RPG, but since you've got one more rocket on the M5, your maximum damage output will be more. The RPG has a higher rocket velocity, but the M5 is kind of more versatile, even against enemy infantry and aircraft. M5 also has a scope and allows you to hit targets at longer ranges with more accuracy compared to the RPG. The point here is that they're both great choices, but you can only have one at a time, and you should know what you expect from a launcher to choose the best one that fits your playstyle. Next up, we've got the Javelin, which deals more damage than both the RPG and the M5, but it is slower and it's not a good option for people with faster playstyles who tend to engage with enemy vehicles in rather close ranges. I mean, you won't jump in front of a tank and start locking on for 2 seconds and stay alive, at least not in most scenarios, so I would say this is your best option for engaging with enemy armor accurately in longer ranges. The last one is the anti-aircraft missile, which is literally your only option that can lock onto an air vehicle independently without needing anyone to laser mark them. I'll let you in on a little secret here. The only situation where this launcher can perform its best is when one of them nasty pilots starts farming people. If you come across one, this works like a parasite against flies. But yeah, jokes aside, even the best pilots have no option but to retreat when you lock on them like that, so that's where this thing shines. We've also got a grenade launcher and the SPH Explosive Launcher. The SPH launches a sticky grenade with a powerful explosive that performs great in maps with lots of tight corners like Redacted and Exposure, and will most certainly come in handy. For the smoke launcher, I prefer sticking to a smoke grenade and use a better gadget instead of it. Simple as that. Medical crate and ammo crate are in my opinion a must for people playing support. They heal or replenish a lot of XP at the same time, and not only do they help the team, but you can also farm XP really easily so you get something in return. I believe every anti-vehicle squad needs a supporter with an ammo crate. You guys have no idea how scary it is. Your fellow engineers will become portable rocket launchers because they practically never run out of ammo as long as you're alive as a supporter. So yeah, these two are still meta in 2024. We've also got anti-tank mines, which can really be a pain in the ass, and they could be really beneficial if used correctly. The only problem here is that you have to choose one between launchers and mines, so I recommend using them with Liz, where you have a rocket launcher by default and can have some mines as well, which I guess most Liz players already know this and take advantage of that as well. The armor plate is an assault class exclusive. You can either have this one or the C4. What the armor plate does is it protects your upper torso against bullets until it loses its power. Can really come in handy in one-on-one gunfights, and I've seen so many people getting saved by it. However, if you want to play assault and still be able to have something against enemy armor, I would highly suggest that you pick C4 over the armor plate simply because it's more practical and is also more masculine. Sorry, I had to bring this up. Don't be a little rat. Dying without an armor plate has more honor than living because you were having some armor plate on. Remember that. And lastly, we've got Soflam, which is the most underrated gadget in Battlefield 2042 in my opinion. Very few people use it, regardless of being super effective against both land and air vehicles. For those of you who might not be familiar with this, it's a recon class exclusive gadget, and what it does is that it paints or let's say laser marks enemy vehicles, so all of your teammates can lock onto that exact vehicle with all of the shoulder launched missiles, including the RPG, and deal even extra damage. Imagine only 2 people doing this in a team. It's going to be a living nightmare for enemy vehicles, believe me. We've also got some other gadgets that don't really worth your time and are not effective or as effective as the ones that we've just gone over. Proximity sensor, tracer dart gun, TUGS, or as some people want to call it, tugs, ammo and medical pouch, which are living monuments of DICE's creativity at its best and are absolutely worthless. Even the Claymore has little to no use in Battlefield 2042. And I thought maybe just going through them one by one and acknowledging their names would be enough. So that's the end of today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed it and hope it was helpful. I tried to go in depth about everything that was worth your while and focused more on the grenades and the launchers, which are the most used gadgets in the game right now. If you guys have anything to add to this video, the comment section is your way to go, and I'll be seeing you there. Thanks for watching, and until next time, stay cool.